shine Jamaican Blazin chocolate. Thank you for tuning in this evening with SJBC News. It is a happy, happy hump day, but a snowy one here in Chicago. We should give you the update now, coming reported to you live from Chicago. So, as I look out my window, it looks like it's about to be quite a few inches, as they did say. Make sure you run those pipes because the water will run the water in your pipes so the pipes do not freeze and bust. As well as stay warm, stay warm, stay warm. Go drive carefully out here and be safe. Stop driving so fast, everyone. But live update right now is the National Weather Service has issued a winter weather advisory in Chicago from 9 a.m. Wednesday to 3 a.m. on Thursday. Light snow is expected to start in the area Wednesday morning with heavier coverage developing in the afternoon, which did happen. Follow along as we track snow totals in the area. So, guys, please stay safe. So far, it has been Bull Valley 2 inches of snow, in Gurnee 2.3 inches of snow, in Grundy 1 inch, Lake Villa 1.5 inches, in Lincoln Park 1.3. In Loves Park is 2. McHenry 0.8 inches. They're not getting that much. In Naperville, you got 1 inch. Near the south side, it's 1.2 inches. Oak Brook Terrace, you have about 3 good inches of snow. At O'Hare, it's 1.4. Rockford 1.7. Rockford Airport is 1.7 as well. Romeoville is 1 inch. In Wakanda, 0.8 inches. So there was a ground delay this morning at O'Hare, but I am not sure if they picked up yet. So we'll keep you updated on what is happening here in the weather. Other words, and in other stories, you guys, let me see. Tomorrow it will be 20 degrees, and Friday it will be 26 degrees. Saturday, 34 degrees. Sunday, 20. It is winter is here, you guys. So just dress warm. Make sure them kiddies are dressed warm and the teenagers as well who likes to wear hoodies. I hope, it's snowy outside, so make sure they have on their gloves and hats. Make sure you guys stay protected out here so you do not get sick. Make sure you have medicine if you do get sick. Make sure you have the flu medicine, the cold medicine, anything that you or your loved ones need, as well as the kiddos, because it is one of those days. All right? That is for the weather report here with Evening SJBC News. In other news, local news, a second person has been charged in the shooting death of a 12-year-old girl here in Chicago. They were the baby girl name was Delilah Beatty on Chicago's South Side. A second person has been charged in connection with this fatal shooting of her. She was only 12 years old. Tyler Wright, 19, faces one felony count of causing child endangerment resulting in death. This follows the earlier arrest of a 14-year-old boy who was charged with involuntary manslaughter. What we do know is that the shooting happened Sunday night around 8 p.m. inside a home in the 9200 block of South Harper in the Calumet Heights neighborhood. According to court documents, Wright invited children under the age of 14 to the home where they drank alcohol, used drugs, and played with firearms. One of the children, while handling a firearm, shot the little 12-year-old girl, Delilah Beatty, in the face. She was then taken to Comer's Children's Hospital, where she later died. On Wednesday, God rest that baby's soul. God rest her soul. On Wednesday, police announced Wright was charged with one felony count of causing child endangerment resulting in death. He was on pretrial release for aggravated unlawful possession of a weapon when the shooting happened, according to court documents. So he was on a pretrial release for aggravated unlawful possession of a weapon, yet he was around them. Oh my goodness. This is the young man right here. Uh, uh, uh. Following this incident, Wright was denied pretrial release and will be detained until his next court date, which is set for Thursday morning. A 14-year-old boy was arrested less than 2 hours after the shooting and charged with involuntary manslaughter. Because he is a juvenile, his name has not been released, of course, but the investigation is ongoing and we'll bring you updates as we learn them. So I will try to do my best to bring you the updates on this. This is such a tragedy, a senseless tragedy. God rest that baby's soul, and such a shame because a lot of these children out here is doing that. They're getting together, they're having parties, they're playing with firearms. And why is a firearm around them? They have access to them. These young kids have access to them. That's why you have to be careful. You have to watch for these children. Not only did they have a firearm, they were smoking and drinking. Smoking and drinking. Doing drugs and drinking around guns. Everyone in charge should be ashamed of themselves and should be charged. And this is a 19-year-old child that invited the kids over that young. I'm not exactly sure if the baby that passed away, I'm not exactly sure, was she a relative to this person, or was she just someone coming to the party? But that is very sad. The guns need to be off the street. These children need to be put somewhere where they can be safely watched. It is sad. That is very sad, y'all. Very, very sad. And hey, hey, AM. And God rest that baby's soul, because that there is sad. Them kids should not have had no gun around them, guns. And then it says firearms. Firearms. They said firearm. They was playing with firearms. That's more than one. Oh, hey. Hey, Humble. How you doing, baby? That's more than one firearm. So these kids are playing with firearms, getting drunk, and doing drugs. From 12 years old on up to, he was 19 that got arrested. It's a darn shame. It's up to the adults. It's up to the people. That 19-year-old is not considered an adult, but yet he's been charged with the death of this young baby. May God rest her soul. That doesn't make any darn sense. Any darn sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. In other news, we have to stop the violence here in Chicago and all over. God doesn't like that this earth is filled with nothing but murders. Murders, 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 murders. Anything God is happy. This is babies dying. I know. I know, Humble. Happy birthday to you. It's coming up, Aquarius. Yes, you. My sister's birthday is February 17th. We're celebrating her February 16th. So it is Aquarius season. Happy birthday to the Aquarius. Okay, so in other news, you guys, and thank you for joining me here on Evening SJBC News. I am your host, Sunshine Jamaican Blazin' Chocolate. Please go check out my music and check out my other shows as well. Michael Madigan verdict. Chicago juror shares insights on deliberation in corrupt trial. Malik, identified as juror number 6, shared that the jury reached a guilty verdict on some counts, but struggled with others, particularly count 1, which they couldn't fully agree on. Malik explained that some jurors shifted their opinions during deliberations, recognizing when they were reaching their limit and warned to return with a fresh perspective the next day. Malik reflected on his first time jury duty. Yeah. His first time jury duty experience, and many it was unexpected, noting that two jurors were particularly tough to convince. So, a jury in the corruption trial of former Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan. Now, we all know these politicians are corrupt. From here to there, they are just corrupt. So here in this case, with Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan, they shared the insights into the deliberation process, highlighting the complexity of the case and the challenges of reaching an unanimous decision on several counts. What they're saying is that the way they did it for each count, when the jury got to put something and do something, y'all, or vote on something, they might agree, they might not agree, okay? Thank you, Humble. Thank you for the support, you guys. Make sure that you share, press that like button, and also press the notification button when your sister comes on. Okay. Y'all make sure you also tune in to more great episodes and more great shows here on YouTube, as well as on my Instagram channel, IG, that is JamaicanBlazin Chocolate 420, JAMAICAN. That's BLAZINCHOCOLATE 420 at gmail.com. Once again, thank you for joining me here on Evening SJBC News. And I am your host, Sunshine, JamaicanBlazin Chocolate. Now, with these corrupt politicians, we already knew that was going to move. Jurors are leaning this way, jurors are leaning that way. They can't fully agree on the corruption of Illinois House Speaker, former Illinois House Speaker, Michael Madigan. Some jurors shifted their opinions during deliberations, adding that they recognized when they were reaching their limit Tuesday afternoon and wanted to return. Reflecting on the first time serving on the jury, Malik did admit that the experience was unexpected. Jurors convicted former Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan of 10 counts and acquitted him of 7 in a bribery case that led to the downfall of a man who was nicknamed the Velvet Hammer, quote unquote. For his forceful yet quiet leadership style, the jury could not reach a decision on 6 counts after deliberations that lasted more than 10 days. Madigan, who had taken the stand during the trial to strongly deny all wrongdoing, left the courthouse without addressing reporters after the verdict was announced. Michael Madigan had little to say after being found guilty on several counts in his corruption trial. The backbone of federal prosecutors' case was hours of videos and phone calls secretly recorded by a one-time Chicago alderman turned FBI informant. Madigan, who was Speaker for more than 3 decades and once led the Democratic Party of Illinois, was found guilty of conspiracy, bribery, wire fraud, and other counts related to schemes involving the state's largest utility, ComEd. In efforts to get that alderman a state board job, juries acquitted him or deadlocked on counts related to an apartment project, a parking lot in Chicago's Chinatown neighborhood, and AT&T legislation. The charges included 1 count of racketeering conspiracy with McLean, operating an enterprise conspiring to commit criminal acts. There was no decision on that count 1. Now, count 2, there was a conspiracy charge, bribery involving ComEd hiring. So they did find him guilty of that. Count 3, bribery involving ComEd and former U.S. Representative Luis Gutierrez, not guilty. So he wasn't guilty of bribing them involving ComEd and U.S. Representative Luis Gutierrez. Count 4, bribery, payments from ComEd to former Chicago Alderman Michael Zalewski. He was found guilty of that. Count 5, Travel Act, interstate communication, Union West developers. He was found guilty of that. Count 6, bribery, ComEd payments to former Chicago Alderman Frank Olivo and others guilty. Count 7 Travel Act Interstate Communication 2018 was found not guilty of that. Count 8, 9, and 10 wire fraud to former Alderman Daniel Solis and relatives guilty on all of those 8, 9, and 10 counts. And count 11 bribery, Solis, incoming Governor J.B. Pritzker, not guilty. Count 12 Travel Act Interstate Communications Post Office, guilty. Count 13 Travel Act Skydale Prudential Building, guilty. Wow. Count 14 Travel Act Solis and ICC or Labor Relations Board Property Tax Law Firm, guilty. Count 15. Wow. This man, okay, he had a lot of counts. No decision on conspiracy, no decision on the Travel Act with McLean, no decision on the bribery. But was found guilty on quite a few Michael Madigan. So justice is quite served somewhat. Once again, thank you for joining me here on Evening SJBC News. Now, in other news, Downers Grove man is accused of leaving threatening voicemails for state lawmaker. A Downers Grove man is facing felony charges after allegedly leaving threatening voicemails for Illinois State Representative Ann Stava Murray. William Disdon, 71, has been charged with 71. If he don't go sit down somewhere, has been charged, should be retired. He must be a grumpy old man. William Disdon, 71, has been charged with 2 counts of threatening a public official, a Class 3 felony. Authorities said the messages included violent language and threats. Yeah, that's another grumpy old man. Disdon allegedly left the voicemails on November 13th at 2024 at around 6:22 p.m. The first message reportedly contained explicit language and a threat to blow up Stava Murray's office. The second message, left approximately 4 minutes later, allegedly included demand for her address. Yeah, alleged voicemail said, quit filling my mailbox with your effing BS every other day, you bucktooth ugly B. And now you're going to start effing harassing me on the telephone. F you. I'll come to your effing office and effing blow you up. Second, where do you live? Let me know so I can effing return a favor to you. He didn't appreciate that, y'all. An arrest warrant was issued for Disdon on February 7th. 4 days later, Disdon turned himself in to the Illinois State Police and was released on personal recognizance the same day. Here is your grumpy old man threatening this lady. Oh my goodness. I cannot. DuPage County State's Attorney Robert Burley emphasized the seriousness of the charges. Say regardless of circumstances or intent, threatening an elected official as alleged against Mr. Dawson is extremely serious allegation and would not be tolerated in DuPage County. Burley said, our elected officials have an extremely difficult job and should not be subject to harassment, intimidation, or threats of any kind. Illinois State Police Director Brendan Kelly echoed these statements. The Illinois State Police take threats to all public officials seriously because those threats can prevent those officials from being able to safely do the job that the public expects them to do. Like they really care about the public. They ain't doing nothing for us. Oh my goodness. Zodden is back in court for arraignment on March 19th, y'all. Well, he made his stance. The grumpy old man said what he said. Oh, yeah, I can't make this up. I cannot make it up. I cannot make it up. Let's see what the Chicago. Oh, you guys, also, Chicago nonprofit seeks volunteers to clear snow for elderly residents. I wish I had a shovel. I would do it for them because the snow will be up quite a certain level. You do want to make sure you're looking out for your elderly, making sure their houses are shoveled if they have no one to do that whatsoever. If I had a shovel right now, I would go get bundled up and go help some of these people. Matter of fact, that's what I need to do. I need to give me a shovel. But that's a great idea. And please, if you can and you're able to, help the ones around you, because don't be worried about no car spaces, y'all. Please don't be car space fighting. Okay? Everybody needs a space when it's snowing. Think about your elderly neighbors who's around you who might need easy access to their homes. Also, if you're living in a home with a garage or anything, please be careful, or drive through. Please be careful. Winter in Chicago can be brutal, especially for seniors who struggle to shovel snow. But thanks to a group of dedicated volunteers, some residents don't have to face the cold alone. My Block, My Hood, My City, a nonprofit organization, is on a mission to help seniors safe and mobile during the winter season by providing snow removal services. On Chicago's South Side, volunteers for My Block, My Hood, My City are clearing sidewalks and stairs for elderly residents, ensuring they aren't trapped indoors by snow and ice. Since 2008, the nonprofit has been assisting seniors like 72-year-old Delonda Harold, a South Chicago resident who no longer worries about snow piling up outside her home because now she has help with the Good Samaritans from My Hood, My Block, My Hood, My City. This season, more than 270 requests for snow removal have poured in from seniors and their loved ones. However, with only 45 volunteers currently signed up, the organization is struggling to meet demand. While shovels, salt, and spreaders are all donated, the greatest need is for more people willing to lend a helping hand. The elders are the last people to get the help, said Jamal Cole, founder of My Block, My Hood, My City. We are out here doing our best to help them. With more snow on the way, the nonprofit is urgently seeking volunteers to join their snow removal team. Those interested in helping or needing assistance, can visit formyblock.org. That is formyblock.org. Formyblock.org to talk to someone from My Block, My Hood, My City, to be a volunteer to help your senior citizens in your local area. So if you can, or even if you know anyone that might have a shovel or just in need of doing this or in need of this service, you guys, the more volunteers and hands they have, the more they can help others. I'm going to reach out to them and see how I can help. I don't have a shovel more so, but I at least could, reach out and help, you know. If you guys are watching, this is your evening news with SJBC Evening News, rather. And I'm your host, Sunshine Jamaican Blazin' Chocolate. It's my host, Elmo, and my angel, my baby, Daniela. Rest easy to my baby. And much love to everybody. This is Happy Hump Day. I'm going to go put this chicken on, this baked chicken. So I'll return later on. I do have an interview on Instagram Live. Make sure you guys follow, share, like, subscribe. Hit that notifications button, baby. Please, please. And come tune in. Come, let's hear the news, okay? And just support. Support, 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 support. It's all about supporting. Everybody tends to look at all the garbage that's on social media. They look at everything negative. They look at things that they can make fun of, that might interest their life, but they tend to forget about the people like myself who's out here on a good manner and a good page and trying to spread good things, especially keeping God first. If you keep God first and you stay prayed up and read your Bibles, which I, for one, do that, keep my scriptures with me, and this is the best thing, okay? So, I advise you to please, please stay prayed up, love God, love one another, love His holy word, read His holy word, and do the right thing like Spike Lee. Okay. Once again, I'm your host, Sunshine Jamaican Blazin' Chocolate. Go on Instagram and go find me at Jamaican Blazin' Chocolate 420 at IG. That's Jamaican Blazin' Chocolate 420 on IG. Go tune in. I do have a great interview tonight. God has been letting me do quite a few interviews. Hopefully, the one tomorrow, God will let me have that one as well, and everything will be okay. Much love to everybody. Peace. It's time for me to eat some dinner. I gotta put this chicken out if I have this interview on Instagram Live. So, like I said, make sure you tune in. Tune in. Tune in. Bye.